Well, hello there. It's another short talk in the park, and this is the park in question. I realized recently, speaking with a lady who'd lived in town for uh, all her life, and I think she probably knows what she's talking about. She told me that this is not actually Frenger Park, Frenger, however you say that, but that actually it's over yonder about, and I know the park. It's weird. There's two parks that are adjacent to each other, and they both have in common, I think, that they're basically natural drainage sumps or whatever you call it. When we get a rain here, all the rain runs like crazy and piles up here out in the. Now, it'll never really pile up deep, but you might see, after a great big rain someday, a pond out here that's about 6 to 10 inches deep. Might be 100 feet wide, might be 300-400 feet long. I don't know. I'm looking today, and I'm gonna perhaps interview this person. I don't know. I'm looking at a person out here taking care of some great big sunflower plants. Looks like the sun's kind of getting to him. And thought I'd come out and do a little short talk. The things I run into, I just wanted to give you an example. This is kind of what it's like being me. So I got a phone call today with this crazy eye surgery thing. I'm going to have to take the next 2 weeks off of work. Why? Well, because the doc says so. There you have it. And in other words, I'm in no pain, no discomfort. I see this weird, it's like this darkish bubble down here in this corner of my vision. And this is where it all started, down there, right down there. But now this is the remainder of a gas bubble that they injected in there. And I guess that's standard procedure for what they call a virectometry or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's an eye surgery for retinal stuff. Anyhow, the point being, it's a Tuesday, I guess. Yeah, it's Tuesday morning. And it's so weird not working because I realized just in the last day or two, three, how much I count on the daily rhythm of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And if you don't have to do anything at all, if you don't want to, things change fast. I feel like I'm just kind of floating from morning to morning. And so anyway, I got a phone call from the office today. I've been plumbing, I think it's about 38 years, and as far as I understood it, and this is what I've been telling our young service guys, because they have no training, none. The boss hires them off the street. And I'm trying to teach these guys what I know. Well, apparently what I know is out of date. I told these guys that for years I've insisted that if you're working on slab under a house, an existing house, the original construction was done in copper tubing. You don't have the option, in my opinion, as far as I understood it from code, you don't have the option to do a soft solder joint. That's 95.5. Stuff melts, I don't know, 440 or something like that, Fahrenheit. Silver solder is a whole different animal. That's really a low temperature braze. And you need to really scoot your numbers up high. I don't know, probably closer to 1,000. What you do is you look for the copper to start glowing cherry red. Now you can silver solder. Well, the problem with silver soldering below grade is, guess what? You're dealing in underground loops that look like this. Comes here, goes there, pops up, goes down. Well, guess what's down there? Water in those pipes. Newsflash, you can't get a pipe that's full of water up to temperature to silver solder. Now they call it brazing. I think that's a little optimistic. Brazing is a whole different animal, and that's in welding school. We're talking copper tubing here. It's a low temperature braze at very best. But at any rate, the short version is there's a customer. We went out, did the job right. We did not do a soft solder fix below grade. Now the insurance company's coming back saying, well, what'd you do that for? All you had to do is soft solder it back together. I was like, what? So I checked with the local inspector for the city. I've got another phone call in with another inspector. He might call back, I don't know. to ask him the question. Now, wait a minute. This used to be code, right? UPC code, that you couldn't do that. It's no longer in the code. According to the one young inspector, I'm going to talk to the older guy. He's more my age. And he would remember the old days of, for sure, you're not soft soldering that. Well, anyway, an insurance company says, "Oh, you're overcharging. That's, you're just killing us here, and it's not necessary." So, it turns out the one inspector says that this has to do now with copper manufacturing recommendations. It doesn't have to do with code issues. So what does the copper manufacturer recommend? So this is how bad I am. After I get done making this crazy little video here, I'm just curious about what this guy's doing behind me. Oh, he's doing a lot of good stuff. He's knocking weeds down, and this guy's like a ball of fire over here. Well, maybe a low-level ball of fire. There's cars out here. There's a lady over here, I think. I don't know if that's a lady or not, to be honest with you. At any rate, somebody over here working on another bed. Yeah, a lot of this stuff's greening up real nice. I like that. Anyhow, the point being, so I'm trying to get to the bottom of this here today, because in terms of billing, the insurance is saying we're not going to cover your outlandish fix, which was to say we did it right. And so at any rate, I don't know what's going to happen there. I left a voice message with a guy at the Copper Alliance or something like that. I don't know who these guys are. This guy hasn't changed his phone voicemail since sometime right around the end of last year. So I called the lady back and I told her, I said, "Hey, look, you got anybody else? I mean, this guy hasn't changed his voicemail in almost 6 months. And I guess he's not going to get back to me anytime during this lifetime." And she says, "Oh, he'll get back to you. And I'll tell him to change his phone message." So anyway, it's just kind of like, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I don't know how I get into these things. So now I'm the last holdout of old school plumbing who knows how to fix copper below grade without getting crosswise with an insurance company. What? And it's like, no, nobody soft solders below grade. They're even talking on this website. It's making me crazy. They were talking about making flare joints and stuff down there, and it's like, no. So here's what defeated me. I tell young people, I have OFS, so here's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to go back down to the Cricket store this morning. They'll open up in about 20 minutes. It's coming up on 10. And it's just nuts. I did something to try to figure out, because CopperAlliance.us or whoever they are will not allow me to leave a phone number unless I put the dash after the area code and the dash after the first 3 digits. Like it doesn't know how to read numbers all of a sudden. Without dashes, okay. Good. Guess what? My keyboard, the one you guys opened up for me to enter a number, does not have a dash option. How do you put your phone number in there? And it's that kind of stuff right there that defeats me every time. I don't know if I've ever gotten onto a website successfully for just that sort of problem. I can't get my foot in the door to ask the question. So that's why I insisted on a phone number, because I'd much, I always say much again, rather deal with a human being any day. This is just kind of nuts. And so I just thought to myself, I'm going to find a creative way to kill a few minutes and go for a little walk, just kind of stretch at the park for a minute, and mainly go down. And now what I've done, this is so crazy. While I was trying to somehow squeeze my phone number into that website, I monkeyed with a setting on my phone, which I was unaware exists, so that when I try to send a text to anybody now, there's this little tiny microscopic keyboard. What's that doing there? How do I get it back to a regular mouse-sized keyboard? Because we've shrunk. Used to be mouse-sized. Now it's like half that. I don't know what that next smaller animal is, but I'm sitting there thinking, what is going on? So I can't even figure out how to text anybody right now, because every time I try to type in, I'm trying to hit letters that are like barely an eighth of an inch by an eighth of an inch with my fingertip. Why? I don't know. I just do that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's what it's like being me. And I just wanted to kind of stand here under a tree. It's so nice out here. I'm going to flip you around the other. You know, sometimes thinking about like how all this spooky stuff that's going on, and you know, oh, we're going to release another pandemic or plandemic, and we're gonna bust the U.S. dollar and destroy it, and we're gonna get involved in all kinds of crazy, weird, I don't know, things are happening just way too fast, or maybe I'm too old. I'm not at all comfortable with the direction that the so-called, what used to be the United States of America. I'm no longer comfortable at all with where they're headed. I have a feeling that I'm on the way to becoming an outlaw of some kind by virtue of I say no. And I mean it. I ain't taking your damn, whatever you call it, that poisonous, with the 4 letters. They're setting up an entire new vaccination program. Like that last one worked so well. You know, it's not like anyone who ever got the needle ever got sick later. Oh no, it worked great, didn't it? Duh. The people who took the needle, those are the ones who are falling like flies. And there's people who predicted that, and they were treated horribly. Next go around, does it seem to you like it's somebody's idea to kill a whole lot of people? A whole lot. And blame it on what? Blame it on a vaccine, a virus, a what? Now, the whole idea is you're the carbon that they want to reduce. And this piece of carbon says, hell no. You're going to have to take me. You guys have a good day. God bless.